Hello, my lovely renters. Jacquie Edwards here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, today we're going down deep into a topic that's high on everybody's mind when they're first getting started in rent to rent and you're worried about everything. So, I want to talk to you about what you should be worrying about when you're getting started in rent to rent. Now, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because right now I bet you are worrying about all of the wrong things and way too many things. So you're probably thinking things like, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I make a mistake? What if I make a bad deal? What if I look like an idiot? And what are my friends? What are my coworkers? What's everybody else going to think? Those are probably some of the thoughts that are running through your mind. And I'm going to be super honest with you, those are not helpful thoughts at all. And your brain likes to trick you, and it's going to make you think these are helpful thoughts because, of course, you don't want to do a bad deal. And of course, you don't want to make a mistake and you don't want to look like an idiot. So it sounds like that's a good question to be asking. That's a good thought to have. How do I prevent making a bad deal? How do I make sure I do everything right? But really, those aren't the right questions. Those are not good questions because you're thinking, bad deal, bad deal. That's what your brain is focused on. How do I make sure I don't make a bad deal, bad deal, bad deal, bad deal? So your brain is out there looking for bad deals because that's what you're focused on. Whereas if we can get you thinking better questions and, for lack of a better phrase, worrying about the right things or thinking about the right things, having the right thoughts, your brain is going to go into that think, and it's going to be thinking about the right things. And it's not all about the power of positivity. And if we think good thoughts, good things are going to happen, because you're still going to have to take action. You're still going to have to do the work. But taking action and doing the work is a lot easier when it's coming from, a good thought. And I'll run through an example in a second. But let's look at a couple of good questions that you can be asking yourself instead of, all those bad ones that we ran through. You could think about, how can I do more viewings? How can I improve my pitch? What can I say to landlords and agents? How can I be more comfortable with making offers and telling people what I do? How can I get in front of more landlords? How can I make sure my business is set up legally? Now, you see, those are, they're not even more positive questions. They're just better questions because they're going to give you the answers that your brain needs in a better way. So instead of thinking, how do I make sure I don't do a bad deal? Again, your brain's thinking bad deal, bad deal, bad deal. You're thinking, how can I make sure my business is set up legally? Right? That's a much better question. How can I make sure everything goes right? How can I make sure I'm making great offers? So the questions almost sound the same. How can I make sure I don't do a bad deal versus how can I make sure I'm making the right offers? They sound like it's getting to the same place, but one is coming from, that negative bad deal, whereas the other one is coming from the right offers. It's coming from a place of openness for your brain to really think and look for the right offers, the right deals. So again, it's not just think it all and it'll be okay, but if we kind of trace that back. So let's look at what happens if your thought is, what if I make a mistake? So you think, what if I make a mistake? And instantly you start to feel an emotion, and that emotion is probably scared, you start to feel fearful, maybe a little bit of anxiety, and you think, oh, I can't do this right. So what if I make a mistake? Now you're coming from a place of fear. So when the actions that you take coming from a place of fear are going to be really different from the actions that you take when you're coming from, a place of excitement and growth. So from fear, you're going to be taking actions like, you're going to keep studying. You're never going to think you know enough, so you're just going to keep taking course after course after course and not actually applying it and taking action. You're not going to start making offers because you're going to be worried about making a mistake. You're not going to be getting in front of landlords. You're not going to be calling agents because you're constantly going to be thinking, what if I make a mistake? And that just puts you into a cycle. So as a result, you never really get started because you're trying to avoid all the mistakes. So thinking, what if I make a mistake, just basically stalls your entire business. Whereas if you come from a better thought, so if you think, how can I improve my pitch? That might make you feel maybe more excited. It might make you feel more hopeful. It might make you feel just a little bit more, inspired or determined. How can I improve my pitch? Now you're coming from a place of like you're ready to go. So the actions that you take from that place are going to be completely different. You're going to be practicing. You're going to be finding ways of improving. You're going to be getting out there and trying it, because that's how you improve your pitch, is that you get out there and try things. You're not going to be worrying about mistakes, because it's all part of the practice, because you're working on improving your pitch, not avoiding mistakes like we were in that first example. So as a result, your pitch improves and deals happen. So that's the power of having the right thought and the right question, because it changes your emotion. And from that emotion, you're doing better actions. You're doing the right actions that's not even like better actions. You're just doing the actions that are coming from that original thought. So if you think, how can I improve my pitch? Eventually you're going to improve your pitch, because that's what you're thinking about. Whereas if you're thinking about, what if I make a mistake? Then you're going to avoid doing anything so that you avoid making a mistake. Now, it really takes a little bit of time to get these concepts in deep, and it takes practice. So, in the beginning, those thoughts are still going to slip through, and they still slip through for me today. I still worry about, what are people going to think of me, and that type of thing. But you just have to be able to catch them. And the more you watch videos like this, and the more aware you become of your thoughts, the easier it's going to be to work on changing them and work on leveling them up, so that over time they'll get better and better and better. And as a result, your business will grow more and more and more. You'll become more confident. You'll grow as a person, because the person that has your amazing future business that's making 10,000 pounds a month is a different person from who you are today. So you need to be planning and growing to become that person. So what is that person thinking and doing? And you need to get yourself up to that level. And it's all through mind work and thought work, because the thoughts that you think lead to the actions and the results that you get. So stop worrying about the wrong things and start asking the right questions. So watch this video again and again. Share this with anyone that you think might just need a little bit of mindset work, because at the end of the day, it's not all about just the property strategy. Because again, you can learn and take courses over and over and over again. It's about getting out there and taking action. And we need our mindset in the right place to be able to get out there and take that action. So get out there. I know you can do this. I know you've got the tools that you need. And I will see you in the next video.